Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. This is William Heinman. I'm your host, and this is Just Force 911. Hey, this is going back to Oklahoma again with this sergeant who threw the elderly Vietnamese guy on the ground and broke his cheek, a couple ribs, and gave him a brain bleed. The AG said that he wasn't going to charge the officer. Welcome, scumbag. We found a new one. This one happens to be an AG. You know, what the hell is wrong with you people? You're going to treat people like this, especially the elderly? What the hell is wrong with you? Excuse me. When the county attorney comes out and says, we're going to hold this guy accountable, and the AG comes back and goes, no, we're not. We're going to let him go because he has such a hard job. And it's so dangerous. No, it's not. You know what the number one death reason is for police officers? It's not shootouts. It's traffic accidents. Because these buttheads are too stupid to wear seatbelts. And that's a national thing. Yeah, no kidding. Look it up. I did. Number one death reason for officers in the United States is not wearing your seatbelt in a traffic accident. But it's so hard. It's so dangerous. Not according to OSHA. You're not even on the top 50. I found one site that does national averages to put you guys at 33. One out of 40 sites. OSHA doesn't even count. You're not even on the top 50. You're a bunch of scumbag, crybaby, miserable little wussies. And I'm calling it the way I see it. You don't treat your elderly like this. And if a scumbag officer who thinks he's a sovereign citizen, that it doesn't, the laws don't account for him, I got news for you, pal. You're getting sued anyway. And thank goodness. And I hope you lose. I really do. I feel sorry for the taxpayers that have to pay for your bull. Because that's the ones that will have to pay for it. You won't. Because I have qualified immunity. I hope they strip it from you. I really do. And I hope, like hell, they hold you accountable. Because you deserve it. You're a low-life scumbag. There you go. I said it. Guys, subscribe if you would. Hit the bell icon. Tells you when I put out a new video. Thumbs up, thumbs down says how I do. Leave a comment. Hit the like and share, please, because it helps my algorithms. And subscribe. Thank you very much for those who have subscribed. We're at 1147. We're trying to get to 1200. You guys have been helping me out. Thank you so much. I couldn't do this without you guys. I really enjoy doing this. I love holding these scumbags accountable. And whether it's the AG scumbag or the sergeant scumbag, I don't care. You both are scumbags. And I hope that somehow they can figure out how to sue the AG for not doing charges on this clown. I don't think they can, but God, I wish they could. Because he needs to be right in the middle of it. Well, we're backing him up. We're gonna be on his side all the way through, and we're gonna win. You're an idiot. Shut up. Scumbags, man, I'll tell you. I am so sick and tired of scumbags. You guys do what you want, when you want, how you want. You don't care about anybody else. It's a free-for-all for you clowns. Sovereign citizens. Cops. Congratulations, scumbags. Anyway, let's get on with the video, guys, and you tell me what you think. I'll try to stay out of it, but I guarantee you it ain't going to work. Whoa.
There is new fallout from a traffic stop that ended with a 71-year-old in the back of an ambulance.
By now, you've probably seen the video. An Oklahoma City police officer slamming an elderly man to the ground after the man told the...
Okay, police officer. He's a sergeant. He's not a police... Well, okay, he's a police officer, but he's a sergeant.
The officer to shut up and appeared to tap the officer's chest. That officer charged with felony assault, only to have those charges dropped by the state attorney general weeks later.
And now we've learned the family is taking a step they believe will still give them justice.
News 4's John Hayes talked to the high-profile attorney who plans to file a lawsuit. And John, depending on the outcome, this could affect every Oklahoma City taxpayer.
Yeah, because this scumbag sergeant won't have to pay anything. The AG's office doesn't have to pay anything. It comes out of the taxpayer's pocket. Why doesn't it come out of this scumbag's 401k? Out of his pension plan? That's where it should come from. Why does it come out of the taxpayer's money?
It could, Kevin and Jolene. Vu's attorney says the federal civil rights lawsuit will definitely name OKC Police Sergeant Joseph Gibson as a defendant, and he's not quite ready to rule out Oklahoma City either.
There will be a civil rights lawsuit filed.
That promise from prominent civil rights attorney Devin Jacob.
This is going to be prosecuted to its conclusion, whatever that conclusion is.
Saying he intends to sue Oklahoma City Police Sergeant Joseph Gibson on behalf of Liv Vu after an October traffic stop that made national headlines.
With absolute certainty, we'll say that this is an excessive use of force.
Jacob, a former officer and former Pennsylvania Deputy Attorney General, has taken on some of America's most high-profile civil rights cases.
You think it was excessive force? Really? Why would you throw an elderly person on the ground unless you're an absolute scumbag?
Including George Floyd and Tyreek Hill. He says he was taken aback when hearing Oklahoma Attorney General Gentner Drummond dismissed felony assault charges filed by Oklahoma County DA Vicky Bahena.
It's for a jury to decide.
Mrs. Bahena puts up the charges and the scumbag DA throws it out. What a low-life piece of crap can you actually be? I don't even know where to start.
And I don't believe that this attorney general has law enforcement experience, whereas the experts in the police department who do have law enforcement experience told him or told in the affidavit that this is an excessive use of force.
A spokesperson for the AG's office saying in part, quote, while the attorney general has dropped the unwarranted criminal charges, his previous statement clearly noted there is an ongoing internal investigation that may result in non-criminal forms of accountability.
We have to let the due process occur and have that patience and understanding.
Thun Nguyen, president-elect of the Vietnamese American community of Oklahoma, says a large group of upset community members met with FOP President Mark Nelson and Oklahoma City Police Chief Ron Basie Tuesday for conversations about what accountability and reform looks like. Nelson telling News 4, quote, we had a very productive conversation about policing and culture and how we interact.
There has to be a process of disciplinary actions that has to occur for the wrongdoings that had occurred.
Nguyen says highlights from the conversation include suggestions to take harder looks at training for officers, cultural competency, and distributing translated pamphlets to avoid language barriers. He adds the community is still backing the Vu family with any legal choice they make.
This is the process of justice that has to occur for them.
Everybody's entitled to their day in court.
Former AG Mike Hunter is part of Sergeant Gibson's legal team and says they're prepared to fight.
Whether it's a judge or a jury, whether it's federal or state court, there's going to be recognition that Sergeant Gibson did what he needed to do as a result of his training and his response to the actions of Mr. Vu. I regret that this has turned into a national issue. I don't think that it deserves to be a national issue.
It's one thing.
Doesn't deserve to be a national venue. Are you kidding me? What kind of a scumbag is this AG that can't pull his head out of his ass enough to see that you have a 71-year-old elderly man that you physically, this asshole sergeant grabs and throws on the ground? There was no reason whatsoever you had to throw him on the ground like that, except you're a scumbag.
For this officer to say, hey, I was scared. But the question's really going to be is, was his subjective fear objectively reasonable?
Jacob says he's not ready to say whether or not the city will be drug into that back-end force.
They were honest about what they had. They, recommended charges, or charges were discussed and recommended. That doesn't mean, though, that we're not going to find a training violation that led to this.
Jacob tells me he's hoping to sit down with city leaders to have that conversation before the lawsuit is filed. He expects that filing to happen in the next 30 days.
All right, guys, you tell me what you think about this. I mean, it's like, oh my God. Not a 71-year-old man, maybe weighs 60 pounds soaking wet with rocks in his pockets. You have a young sergeant who grabs him, flips him, and throws him on the ground. That is completely and totally asinine. And now he's going to get away with it because the little butt hugger Attorney General, we're going to back him because we're back in the blue. You know what? I hope you both rot in hell. I really do. Guys, let me know what you think. And we'll talk to you on the next one.